So if you've been shooting film photography for a little bit now, chances are you've heard of someone pushing their film. But what does that actually mean? So when pushing your film, that means that you are actually changing the ISO or the box speed of the film that you're shooting. For example, Ilford HP5 rated at 400 is the box speed, or the speed that you would typically shoot that film stock at. But if you wanted to, let's say, shoot in a lower light situation, you could up that to ISO 800. Now what that's actually doing is underexposing the film in camera. You can tell the lab that you pushed your film one stop, and they will then overexpose the film, equaling out what you've done and allowing you a perfect exposure. Now what this does is actually increase the contrast of your film typically, and also increase the grain structure. It is a pretty common practice, and some films push better than others, but a great example of a film that can be pushed is Ilford HP5. Now there's nothing wrong with shooting Ilford HP5 at 400, but it tends to lack a bit of a punch. It is less contrasty, and overall it's not the greatest in the world. I often like to go one stop over box speed, and what that does is it just allows you to shoot in lower lit environments, but it also brings a bit of punch and grit to your image. If you want to really get crazy, you can try out the Matte Day Special, which is going 2 stops overexposed, rating the film at ISO 1600. He has often talked about this on his YouTube channel, and I wanted to try it out. To test out pushing this film 2 stops, I brought my Canon F-1 to the Blanton Museum in Austin, Texas to try it out. Hope you enjoy.
So much coming in, I do not know where to begin. I just follow the lead you're pulling, and I get lost in your trail. So much more to tell, you just ask me if I'm doing well. I do not know what the hell, I just swallow hard. In your eyes, black diamonds, I could die. Black diamonds, in your eyes, black diamonds, I could die. Black diamonds, and I wake up in a cold sweat on your ceiling. Terrified of what your love's revealing. So much you can see. Should I let you make a woman of me? Should I let you take the mystery from me? See the inside of my room at night. Sometimes you'll find things I do not know how to leave behind. I've been grappling with my own mind. I've been stuck inside a jail. In your eyes, black diamonds, I could die. Black diamonds, in your eyes, black diamonds, I could die. Black diamonds, and I wake up in a cold sweat on your ceiling. Terrified of what your love's revealing. The cold of winter warms my blood, knees hot like a bed of steel. He finds his peace of mind in the rivers and the whippoorwill. I could follow close behind and then slowly disappear, but I can never leave him. 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 In his eyes, black diamonds, I could die. And I wake up in a cold sweat on your ceiling. So much more to do. Come on, let me make a man out of you. I could gather you and you tell the truth. You could cry inside my arms. You could cry inside my arms like a child. You could cry. You could cry.
I'm still getting used to the meter on the Canon F1. I got a little bit spoiled on the A1 having like a general exposure, and on the F1 I have a 12% reading in the center of the frame. I've been getting better about reading both the highlights and shadows of my image using that meter and then determining a middle reading. But there are some shots such as the firefighter where you can see that the central area was exposed well, but everything past it is losing a lot of shadow detail. All that being said, the very act of pushing film one stop, let alone two stops, can actually reduce shadow detail overall. So that could be a part of this mixed with it. And overall, it's provided a very moody look to the images. I also, when editing the film, also kind of lowered the exposure a little bit to kind of add to that moody atmosphere. And overall, they're pretty good. I mean, again, some of them you really can't make out the subject, such as the gallery of paintings, the firefighter one, but overall, I think they perfectly fit the aesthetic of an art exhibit. Some real standouts include that very first shot of the Blanton sign reflecting light from the sunlight. I took that first one just thinking that might have been a first of the roll situation, but I got the whole frame, so that's why there's two of them. I also particularly like the window shots overlooking the pavilion and seeing the different people hanging out outside of the Blanton. And I also liked the shot of the three men, that painting. I typically find it a little weird to shoot images of other artworks, but in some cases like that one, I feel like adding the extra space and the empty corner kind of adds to the loneliness and isolation already made in the painting. So not to say that I added to it, but I definitely added to the themes of that image overall. So it was a fun day. I got to look at some art and I hope you enjoyed. I definitely think it's got its time and place, but I think for now I might stick to pushing HP5 only one stop. So if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. You know, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.